Revmatch Podcast, the automotive podcast where that's it. That's the episode. We don't have shit.
That's it.
Bye.
Bye.
Go.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Now we're doing something different. We've had a lot of guests on lately. We've been doing a lot of cool content. Had a hard-hitting episode about the future of tuning with Travis from Snail Performance. Last episode, if you haven't watched that, go fucking watch that shit. It's very enlightening, especially if you own a STI or any car that's on Cobb Tune. Jamal, are you having a seizure, bud? You want to talk about it? You got a little
dude, my fucking
upside down, like
broke.
My tripod. It's my tripod.
Oh, a tripod.
Struggle bus is real today.
It is real. Everybody's hurting. Everybody's having a hard time. So yeah, we're just gonna kick it. We're gonna chill. If you guys are in the chat, throw some shit up, talk about whatever the fuck's going on, because we're just gonna kick it for like an hour and a half and bullshit, and then leave. Which is way different than what we usually do, for the record. So much
Technically.
Completely opposite of how we generally run the show, obviously. Nobody believes me. So yeah, man.
Nobody.
So we'll start it off. I'll take the automotive L to start off the episode because I've been doing a lot of those lately. So check this shit out, homie. 6 months ago, let's roll this all the way back. When I got my car aligned in NorCal Chassis Works, I was driving 5 miles to work and then running in the canyons with these assholes on the weekends. And that was basically it. The car didn't really go anywhere else, so it was fine. So you could run 2.5 degrees of negative camber in the front and not have a problem. Well, 6 months of driving in Texas 30 miles a day, and I burned through my front tires. Go to get it replaced. Can't get Michelin PS4S's, much to the deep dread and despair inside my heart. I had to put an unmatched set of tires on the STI because you can't get anything. You just can't get shit.
Yep.
Shit's back ordered forever, right? And I needed tires like then. They were completely shot. I didn't realize, whatever. Put Conti Sports on the front. Well, flash forward. I'm working from home. And I knew the wheels were bent already, but like one of them had really been like vibrating. I was like, man, that's fucking weird. Whatever. So I'm parked in the garage. Neighbor comes outside. We're drinking a beer in the driveway, and I look to my right, and on the rear tire, I see cord.
Nice.
I see the belt on the inside. So I finally had to like pay the fucking piper for the rear alignment being aggressive before too. And I'm like, cool, perfect. I'll get a set of Conti Sports for the rear. We'll have a matched set of tires in the car. Just kidding. Those are back ordered for 3 months. So we still have a mismatched set of tires on the car, but it gets better. I go to Discount to get the new tires put on lunch today because I'm working from home the last 2 weeks and it's around the corner. And guy takes the car in, all good. Guy comes in, he goes, "Hey man, one of the lugs on the driver's side, it's not moving." And I go,
Sick.
"Okay." He goes, "Just want to let you know." And I'm like, "Just fucking send it, dude. Like, it's got to come off. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Like, yeah, it's like, it's got wheel spacers on it at all 4 corners, right? So in my head, I'm like, all right, fuck it. Like, at least the car's not useless if he busts the stud, right? Like, it is what it is. So anyway, it breaks. I'm like, just pull all the wheel spacers off, put the fucking wheels back on. I gotta get back to work. So now the car looks like it skipped leg day, which is tight. It's got 2 new tires on it, which I guess is all right. And in the midst of all of that shit, I got a rock in my windshield like 3 days ago.
Nice.
So in the course of a week, I've lost a wheel spacer, cracked my windshield, and needed 2 tires.
What car god did you piss off?
All of them.
I'll give you one positive out of this.
I don't drive an Audi.
You don't have Subaru eyesight, so yeah.
That's a great point. No, that's a great point.
You had eyesight. You'd need special glass and a calibration.
So even Safe Light's overcharging ass is like, we'll come out and replace it for $400. And I'm like, okay,
that's not bad.
No, which is less than my comp deductible, right? So I'm like, cool, I'll just do that. But like, I'm just gonna let you can't see the crack from the driver's position. It's super low. You can't even really see it from the outside. So I'm like, I'm just gonna let this thing get good and fucked up, like really shredded, and then replace it because the roads out here are garbage.
Yeah, I still haven't replaced mine. That's like a year and a half late.
Yeah.
If you change your deductible to 0, like you get like 4 windshields a year for free.
So it's funny you should bring that up, Kyle. As a licensed insurance agent, let me shed some light on that situation for you. You know why insurance and this is for everybody out there, for the record. Do you know why insurance companies do $0 deductibles on glass claims? Do you want to know why?
That?
because then they use it against your accident forgiveness. So they will take a $400 glass came on the chin because then when you hit somebody or you get hit, they're going to fuck you in the ass on your policy. Because
we'll see. I've had like 4 windshields.
well, because you have to go 5 years with no accidents, no claims to get accident forgiven, right? So every time you get a glass claim, restarts the clock. That's now your most recent claim. So because you got a $400 windshield, if somebody tags the shit out of you or you hit somebody, your insurance is going through the roof and they're going to make you take it on the chin. So word of the wise. That's your insurance PSA because everybody's super fucking interested about insurance. That's what everybody gets into cars for is the insurance. It's not the horsepower, it's the insurance. You're right.
Horsepower.
Yeah, it's definitely horsepower. But yeah, so that was my week, man. What's going on with the show? How you guys doing?
Chill. Actually, I had
I
go ahead.
Actually,
mine was a little more expensive. I had to replace the entire AC system in my home.
Oh yeah.
Not just the units. I had to replace the furnace, and then I had to also, by the way, replace the ducting that fell apart in my attic. So yeah.
It's a great excuse
like
to play
15 racks?
Destiny.
My wife stayed there listening, which made us aware of the rodent problem, which then turned into, oh, by the way, you need to have somebody come out and chop all your trees because they're touching the roof, and that's, access point for a critter. And oh, by the way, you need to have pest control now come out and come spray your house for all this stuff and fix things in your roof. I'm like,
my money.
There went like 30 grand. Like just
that rough?
Yeah.
Dude, the whole AC system is 25.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. And then
adopt yourself a couple of cats. There goes your pest control.
That is a great point. He's got a good point. He's got a great point. Or perpetually rent.
Big ass dog that would probably eat a cat. He's not very friendly to them. Chases up in the tree all the time. So,
but then there is a tree to kill the animals.
My dog and cat don't necessarily get along. We put a baby gate in the middle of the house, and they hiss and bark at each other as they pass in the hallway.
You guys are really selling this whole pet ownership thing. You know what I'm saying? Got Bloods and Crips in your goddamn living room.
Yeah,
they do. They meet up in the hallway for like these epic stare downs and shit.
Yeah. So that was how I spent my last week. I actually had to take Tuesday off of work because somebody had to be here. But I'm now known at Bonnie Plumbing, Heating and Air as the GTR guy. Nice. Literally on my file, it says GTR guy.
Nice.
Hey, what's great is that the more people that know where you live and what you drive totally decreases the likelihood of your car getting stolen like 3,000%.
Hey, I guarantee you, I call them and they see who it is and they're like, "Oh fuck, we need to go take care of this guy."
No, I got it. Don't worry, I'll go.
No, I'll go.
Or hey, let me get 399 Civics and let's go to this guy's house.
Hey, this is a great house. This is a nice GTR. So, like, just out of curiosity, like, what times do you usually leave the garage open? When do you go to work?
It all has an effect
Honestly,
on your AC system.
Like all these dudes that come to my house, they're more of like flabbergasted that I have one in the garage. Like,
yeah, dude.
As soon as the garage opens, like everybody just stands there, just like, no. I'm like, yeah.
Did you guys see the video that has the guy that was dropping off like an Amazon package and there's an RX-7 FD?
Yeah, I did. And the guy's like, "Yo, is this your shit?" Yeah, it was in Florida.
If I take a picture?
Yeah, the
like
fucking Chipotle dude did that to me the other night.
Really?
Fucking ran outside. Bro, no, it's your GTR.
Let me fucking. If you're taking your GTR to Chipotle, like you're asking for it. You know what I'm saying?
No,
like I'll never use that.
DoorDash.
I'll never use that sentence in any other context. But like, you were looking for attention. Right, you put your short skirt and your halter top on. You went out, honestly, and then you complained when all the guys yelled at you.
No, I honestly have been slacking on fucking driving that car. Like it just sits in the garage because if I got the STI
Chipotle
back,
was the breakout.
Yeah. Like if I got to go do like a short trip, I'll like fire it up, let it warm up, and go fucking the long way and go drive it around, and then stop and get food, and then go home. Like,
I mean, that's the thing about having a car like that is like you want to drive it, but like it draws a lot of attention to itself. Like, I would argue that car will always pull more attention than like a 911 turbo.
Oh, 100%.
I would even argue in some situations more than like a GT2, right? Because the GT2, if you're for the uninitiated,
if you don't know, you don't know.
It's a 911 with a wing on it, right? It's like, oh no, I've never seen that thing before. What the fuck is that?
Just the amount of like, if Mike and I are rolling together to like Cars and Coffee or meat, and I sit there like he leads the way most of the time because I want to see the reactions of people on the road. Like this guy, he had was it like a FedEx driver or something that we stopped at a light, and this dude was like almost out the truck, like trying to take a picture, and
Yeah.
yeah, it was awesome.
Dude, it's like I saw a silver R33. I was going to the grocery store on the way home from work, and it was a silver R33. It had T's on it, black T's on it, and it was from, I think it was from Shinjuku Classics or Japanese Classics LC, one of the two. It still had the paper plate, it still had the frame on it. And I was like, I still geeked out over it, right?
Fuck yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah.
I've seen one of these, I've been in one of these, I've ridden in one of these, but fuck, look at that thing. I think it's tight. You know what I mean? It's just,
Yeah.
you just don't see them, right? So I think you'll always have something cool with that shit. But I mean, I guess it begs an interesting question. And Timmy or Mike, one of the two, you had like brought this shit up because, like, okay, they announced the new Z finally, right?
Woo!
They really got in depth with it, and I've read a couple of little parts of articles and stuff like that, and everybody says it's great. Everybody says it's a great car. It's the same chassis as the 350 and the 370, but like that's not a bad thing, right? And Jay knows what I'm talking about. Like the 350s are real. The 350s and 370s are like, they were popular as drift chassis before, but I feel like they're really picking up now. Because like, all the old,
it's unfair.
Well, yeah, I mean it's it's 300 horsepower rear wheel drive. It's like a basically perfectly balanced chassis, and there's a million parts out there.
Exactly.
Right. Yep. Even if it sounds like fucking garbage, which it does.
Oh God, which most of them do.
Pretty much all.
But you can put a slam 350Z with no front bumper on it. Something about that, and when you see that roll up, it's like, ooh, what are you doing?
At least this motherfucker gets it right. But the engine bay, dude, like, you've seen all manner of swap, right?
Oh yeah.
LS, 2J, RB, fucking Viper engines. I've seen Viper engines in 350Zs, and it fits with the firewall in the same place, which is fucking crazy to me. I'm sure the weight balance is shit front to back, but I mean, whatever. It's got a V10 in it, brother. So yeah, I mean, I think that's not a big thing, but the thing that really hit me is, what was it, Timmy? Like, so there's the Sport, which is like the base, right? And
the
so
Sport
like
is 41 grand,
which is it's
base
cool.
models. Yeah.
Well, let's be fair. It's the same engine in any trim.
Yes.
It's the same engine, same transmission options. That's cool. But like there's
performance gets the LSD. It gets bigger tires and a staggered setup.
And bigger brakes.
And bigger brakes.
And the baller interior. Which
is like, fuck, man.
That's
like,
the thing.
You're gonna do that to me? Like, I don't need the bigger wheels. I can put my own wheels on it. I can put my own brakes on it.
That's the thing that really fucking ground my gears. Also, Jaybird.
This interior is
Jaybird Yoda calling out fucking Lenny for his shit tint. Thank you. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe to hear more Lenny tint slander.
Yes.
So, but
yes,
yeah, like
I'm very upset about.
Like, don't dick me on the interior because I bought it. Like, if you want to use not as nice materials, right? If you want to, like, oh, we're not going to put Alcantara, we're going to put cheap leather, or like we're going to do cloth instead of sweat.
Give me the big touch screen.
Give me the
cool digital display.
Dude, give me the shit that makes it feel like a new car. Because now it's just the same issue you had with 350s and 370s forever, which is like, people forget, in 2021 you could go buy a 370Z with no multimedia system in it.
Yeah.
None. There's a perfectly sized spot where you could put one, and which was a storage space. Everybody buys 370s for the utility, obviously. Right. Got to put that pack of Pringles in there. I don't know, dude. Like, I don't know why the fuck that thing was there. I mean, it's a cool place to hold a 9. I didn't say that out loud, but other than that, like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't really fucking put anything in there.
Yeah, it's like, so I don't know.
Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, exactly.
Like 360, pull out your 9. What's going on here?
It's like, where'd you get a gun in Japan?
Shit.
I just don't know what to think about it. Like,
I don't know what to think about it.
I'd rather spend base model money, but I want it's little stuff.
Interior.
But like, that's what I want. I don't need the LSD and the tires and the brakes.
What are you buying the Z for? Are you buying it for performance, or what do you? Is that
Porque no los dos though? Like, legit. Like, why do I have to choose? Like, why do I have, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it was not the digital gauge cluster, I could almost give them a pass. But there's no excuse in 2022 to dick me on a 9-inch touchscreen for $42,000.
Well, what's the price difference between the base?
10
fucking grand.
10 grand.
10 grand goes
And
to
I'm not
50,
getting
goes
more
to 52,
power?
right?
No,
All platforms are the same power.
it's all the same power plant, which is 400 horsepower. It's still a good power. It's a
For
good amount of
10
power.
grand.
You get bigger tires, an LSD, and bigger brakes, and then
Which I could
the
buy for
touchscreen.
much less than $10,000 for the record.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
If the base model, well, why do I need bigger brakes if I've still got the same amount of horsepower?
It's
as
just
the
for
base
more. It's
model,
just better
and
stopping
you gave
power.
me bigger tires. Like I don't need bigger brakes as well.
Well, I mean, it's a two pot. It's a two.
Pick it apart.
Well, no, it's a 2-pot front versus a 4-pot.
Well, that's what I'm
front.
saying. Like now
Right,
you
but-
really are getting dicked on some interior and a screen.
Yeah. So, well, no, what I'm saying is it's a 2-pot front brake versus a 4-pot Brembo or a 6-pot Brembo if you go to the performance, right? So you're going to be able to brake way later with the performance pack, period. So your track times will be faster, especially with a bigger tire.
Like and subscribe.
But yeah, again, for
Thank
the
you.
thurt, just every 5 seconds, somebody just yell it
I'm gonna
out.
do it.
Just
I'm
interrupt
gonna
me
do it.
every
Hey,
time.
did you
Like
guys
and
hear
subscribe.
about Revmatch Podcast? You should
Yeah.
like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe that shit, baby.
5 out of 10 suburban housewives agree that their men are idiots, and all of those housewives are related to us. So
The fucking fact.
I don't know. I feel like it should have been like 46 grand. It should have been a 5 grand price jump.
Yeah,
to
definitely.
That would
the
be
next
yeah.
model.
yeah, if the base model was 45 and the performance was 52, but I got the interior, even if the materials were not as nice, I would be fine with it.
Yes.
Because now I'm paying 7 grand for nicer seats, bigger brakes, bigger tires, and an LSD. Fine.
Yeah.
Well,
Sold.
does that kind of speak to like the argument for like when you're talking about like all of his Japanese boys versus like Timmy the German, like you have way more like both like you can pick all kinds of different options in a German brand. As you look at like Toyota or Nissan, or like you don't have that flexibility. It's either
there's
all or
no
nothing,
options
right?
on the Z at all. It's your
No.
interior color and your exterior color. That's
It's
or
just which
Yeah.
package do you want, and that's it.
Yeah.
Right? And so it's like buying a new Golf R, but worse, sort of, right? Because like a Golf R is like you get everything or you get nothing.
I wonder if
Right.
it's that way because
Right.
of like all like supply chain issues and shit though.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think
No.
so? You don't
No,
think
no,
that-
I
was-
no,
I
like,
think it was-
the lack of ability, like choose the options and stuff.
No, I
That's
think
what was saying.
it was a tactical move to say that they had a sub $45,000 MSRP to get into the car.
yes.
And they're beating the Supra by
They're
like
beating the Supra
a
by like
couple
not
grand, yeah.
8 grand. No, 8 grand.
Is it 8 grand?
What's entry on the Supra then?
50 G's.
The Supra is 50 grand.
Yeah. Okay, let me be clear.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
that's
Everybody forgets
Even
there
for
is
the
a 4
2-liter?
I'm
there's
sorry,
a there's a
it's
4-cylinder
50?
turbo. It's 50
Yeah.
G's
Yeah.
for the straight 6, yeah.
50 grand.
For the straight 6.
what about
And I watched the
Or a
drag
Hassat
race.
BMW, it's fucking 50 grand.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
Okay, dude. Okay. To that, it's still got that wonderful BMW motor. Like
That is
I-
to be fair to Timmy's point, that is
I
a
got
great
beat.
right.
Okay, stage 185 in my
I'm
score.
sorry.
I got beat.
I'm sorry. Wait a minute.
I was mad.
Wait a minute.
You guys
Did you
got a
just
point.
say that Supra still has that wonderful BMW motor?
He does make a
Yes,
point.
he did.
Those things make so
Like,
much
does
good
that
power.
not make sense?
No, but
though?
he- the-
like,
the-
what am I paying 50 grand for? Should I just go get a BMW instead?
You're
Like,
paying
what is
for
the
a
point of
cheaper
me
Z4.
buying your
Yes, that's what
Supra?
you're paying. You're
A
paying a
Z4,
Z4 with a
yeah.
hard top. Yeah, that's what you're doing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You really are.
But have you sat in a Z4 and a Supra back to back?
No, only a
No.
Supra.
It's almost identical.
It's
It's
like
dumb.
Caught dead in
it's
that
like a
one.
dumb.
reskinned. It's like it's just
Yeah.
a reskinned Z4 on the inside. Like
Yeah,
the steering wheel is the exact same shape. The exact
It's
same
got-
shape,
it's
dude.
got the
Like-
It's like a
It's got the
Chrysler
Toyota badge.
300 and a Dodge Charger.
yeah, no,
Yes.
legit. It's the same
Same
shape.
thing.
Um,
Same fucking thing.
It's
So
too expensive. The Z is totally gonna.
Well, and it's like
Okay.
and that's just like cycling to the other thing, which is like they're coming out with a manual Supra.
I was gonna say if it was 50
Yeah.
grand in a manual,
That's gonna be
It's-
$60,000 all day.
but yeah,
but if it was 50 grand in a manual versus what the transmission they have in it now, would be
I
different.
still think people might
Yeah.
choose the Z. I mean, did you guys watch the Haggerty race between the
didn't.
3 cars? So it's the
No.
Supra, it's the Z, and it's the Mustang Mach 1. The Mustang Mach 1 and the Supra both have Michelins, and the Z had Goodyears on it. And both the Mustang Mach 1 and the Supra were 12.1 at the quarter mile, and the Z was only 0.2 seconds slower
On a
on
worse tire.
Goodyears. It only had no traction at the beginning, but the whole time once it got into horsepower,
And
was just
let's
there.
be also
And
really
Goodyear's
clear
not
that
a bad tire either.
no, but it's not a
that makes it-
Michelin.
I'll give
It's
you
not a
that.
Michelin.
Yeah, like and like to be fair, that's actually really impressive when you consider the Mach. What Jamal's a Mach 1 500 or is it 465?
It's 480.
Yeah.
Right, so it's an 80 horsepower deficit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, and it's a
0.2 seconds.
right, and it's a 6 turbo versus a V8 with all the torque advantage in the world.
And you can
Right.
get it for $10,000 less than a Supra. Whether you get the nice interior or not, you can get a Z for 10 grand less.
I mean, even at
Well, I would definitely
52,000,
get the Z over the Supra
100%.
yeah,
all day long because
No
at
no
least
choice.
everything there is
is
you know,
Nissan.
Nissan.
And it's
What?
a, and
I
it's
mean,
a really good you know it's a good platform. And the thing that
Right.
I'm curious to see is how many parts translate. Right? Like
Yeah.
how many
From
parts
what?
translate from a 350 and a 370Z?
370. Okay.
Yeah, I want to know like how many of those make it onto the new Z. Because if it's the same chassis and they've retuned it, but if the pickup points are the same and shit like that, like you're coming into a bunch of drivetrain options, a bunch of fucking suspension
Yeah.
options. You know what I'm saying? Like the VR30 is a known quantity. They've had them in Infinities for a
Wheels
couple
and
of years.
tire options are
Wheels
already
and
set
tire.
for
Well,
you.
the offsets I think are going to be fucky because this one's wider than the last one.
Austin might be right. It might have been Bridgestones. I just remember it wasn't
Was
Pirelli,
it the
it wasn't
Potenzas? Was it
Michelin.
like the Bridgestone Potenzas?
Yeah,
whatever
I
the
think
fuck
it might
is?
have been, yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of Bridgestone. Like
Not a
personally,
good
but
tire to
They're like Pirellis. They're
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 a
good
little
for about
hard.
halfway through the life, and
Yeah.
then they get hard, they cup, and they're loud as shit.
Where
yeah.
does Nissan? What is the V6 twin turbo out of? Is that a brand new engine?
No, it's out
No.
of
Is that out of
the Q50 Red
The
Sport.
Q50
Sport,
Red
yeah.
Sport.
Yeah, so it's the VR30, which is
Gotcha.
confusing considering
I mean,
yes, that is also
isn't
a
it like a
Volkswagen engine.
GTR motor? Isn't it a little
No,
GTR motor?
it's well, yeah, it's a smaller displacement GTR motor essentially with like a little
So
bit more.
it's like a 3-liter.
It's a 3 liters
Yeah.
twin turbo.
Yeah.
Yeah, V6 twin turbo.
Okay.
And it
So,
doesn't
like-
Q60. Thank you. Yeah, Q60 Red Sport, not the Q50 Red Sport. You're right.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious about the tuning capability. I
There's
mean,
there.
you think
Dude,
about
already there.
right?
you think you got. I mean, those Q50s shouldn't get off of a tune itself, right?
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
Fucking
if
slap.
somebody can like start getting into, I don't know, like obviously Volkswagen or the German group leaves a lot on the table for tuning, right? Like a tune,
Yeah.
the stage 1 tune gives, our cars, like my car, for example, it was like 100 like horsepower, 90 torque,
Yep.
which is absurd. You already have a 400 horsepower car. Like what's left on the table? So
So
like
all
the
the
GR Yaris, there's not a whole lot on the table for that car. It's a 3-cylinder car. You got to start dipping into cams and all that good shit, right?
The
Like
most powerful I've seen one was the HKS one, and yeah, they did everything, and it's 450 wheel horsepower, which is still fucking impressive considering it's all-wheel drive and a 3-cylinder turbo, and the car's like 2,200 pounds. Like, let's
Yeah,
not.
it's fucking fast.
It's fast
Right.
as fuck. But which is why I was really trying to buy one. Spoiler alert: it's impossible. Anyway, unless you're gonna pay $1 million for a Corolla, which we've talked about, but
Can't do it.
yeah. So Soren 2J, because I'm tired of dropping people's names on the internet. I'm gonna try to stop doing that. He's saying modded Q60s are keeping up with ZL1. ZL1 is a 650 horsepower V8 supercharged fucking Marrow with 305s on the back. So that should tell you something about how fast those things are.
right.
So yeah, I mean the power is definitely there. It is a solid platform. It has a lot of tuning capability. It's from what I know, those engines are pretty stout. Forsberg's like pro guy, the Pro 2 guy, he's running a VR30 in his 370. He's basically running Forsberg's old car, right? So it's a VR30, right? So and that fucker made 1,000 horsepower, 1,400 horsepower, turbo to NOS, like just fucking sending it, right? So,
And he also said that the new Z is a perfect baseline drift car.
I
So it's
mean, it
perfect
should-
for everyone.
It's a fucking
Yeah.
Nissan. They basically always are. All their rear-wheel drive cars are great drift cars. They really haven't made a bad chassis for drifting, right?
So
big
So
four doors.
AMS,
almost like they've made Z's specifically for that.
so
Weird.
AMS is claiming they
It's like they
tuned
come out,
through.
they give it to Forsberg, he debuts it at Long Beach, and then they're
Right.
like, "Oh yeah, the new Z's
Yeah.
coming out this
That's
year,
a good
guys."
point. Yeah, that's a great point, actually.
So the new or AMS performance with the EcuTech saying that they have a horsepower range and they increase close to 150 wheel horsepower increase
Go the tune.
off of a tune.
Yep.
That's insane.
Yep. And then you can still throw your 85 at it. You can do all the other
Right.
fucking shits and
And you
giggles.
put
So
tires on it, and you keep up and smoke 911 turbos.
there it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I'm not disagreeing with the idea that it's a great car. I think it's a dick move. The interior is a dick move.
Yeah.
Again, I would give you a pass for the digital gauge cluster because everybody does that. Everybody does that, right? That's an option on fucking every car, Mustangs, everything else, right? And it's expensive as fuck to add after the fact. Like if you want the digital dash in a non-performance pack 2 Mustang, it's like $3,500 to do it yourself. The fucking
Jesus.
gauge cluster is $1,700, and then somebody has to program it to the car and like all their types of
Right.
shit, right? So there's some legitimacy in why those things are as expensive as they are. But like, dude, 42 fucking grand for a car that is the same chassis we've been using. Granted, it is much prettier than it's been in a long time.
Yep.
Long time.
Yeah.
It's got a new engine. I get all that shit. It's got a sweet. Apparently, that manual transmission is fucking like the shit,
Yeah.
right? You got a sweet 9-speed automatic. Cool. All that shit's cool. But like, don't dick me on a screen when I'm giving you $40,000.
Yeah.
Hey,
If you've never bought a
I mean,
$40,000 car, that's a $650 to $700 car payment. Like, you know what I'm
that was
saying?
that was kind of like the point that I was trying to get to earlier. It's like for the vast majority of people who like maybe not so much the 350Z, but really the 370 and probably this one, it's not really like kids who are buying it to go like have a Z. It's your older dudes who work downtown and shit. Like that's
Fuck older dudes. I'm 35. I still like nice shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
not you, fucker. Like
yeah.
Talking about the
Oh,
main,
but he's
the
true.
main.
They're
yeah,
selling to
people.
our generation. They're selling to
Yeah.
our pocketbooks of a generation to where
And-
we all are kind of established. We have good jobs. Like, I could go afford that if I want to.
Most of us
Like-
have jobs.
Well, yeah. Some of us are fucking retired still. Loser.
I mean, I'm a.
if you are, you should like and subscribe.
You should.
Don't be jealous.
Just you got nothing else to do with your
Yeah,
life but to
Jamal,
like,
I
subscribe,
like
and watch
it.
all of our content. Fucking way to go, buddy.
I like that. That was
Earning that
yeah.
sweatshirt. Look at you go. But yeah, it's just like it's like our generation grew up driving clapped out,
Shitbox
oversprung
Nissans.
shit boxes, right? So like,
Yeah,
we're like driving around all over the place. So it's like, now I want to. If I'm going to spend a lot of money on a new car, I want it to be nice, right? And 50 G's, like, bro.
Right. So when you go up 10 grand, if you're not giving me more horsepower, I don't really care about your brakes or your bigger tires. You got to adjust it. Like this other interior, besides this monitor, the rest of the interior has to be like, I haven't seen it, but is it like gorgeous or some shit? Like I don't.
I think it's just the
It's-
screen
it-
that you're missing out on.
Yeah.
Have you? Oh, you haven't seen the new 400Z interior at all?
Oh no, that's
It's pretty
terrible.
clean.
All right.
But
what's
if it's
just the
that, is it
Nissan
that much
Z?
different between?
I haven't
the,
seen the sport interior.
between the base
So-
and this and the one that comes with the screen.
I'm looking it up.
You pull up Car and Driver right now. It has some good, decent.
I
Interior
mean,
pics.
it's
the interior is nice.
Yeah, it's really nice.
All right, hold on. I gotta-
And what's
Trying-
the difference between the Z Performance and the what do they call it? Sorry, my shit's
I'm
loading
trying.
here.
Can you car and let me see.
Car and Driver. I just- Yeah, 2023 Nissan Z.
2020. Okay, here we go. This is the website.
So
Let's go to Car and Driver.
I had the because they have 3 different levels of trim, right?
Yeah, they
That's
do.
the sport, the performance, and the prototype.
But the prototype is
Oh,
the yellow
the-
one with
the
the gold
proto-
wheels and all that shit.
The Proto Spec, which is only a $3,000 increase.
Yeah, it's like 54 grand.
What do you get out of that?
Wheels, the special
Wheels,
yellow.
the color, and the interior. That's it. It's got
Oh.
like an interesting. It's
So like
not-
a Nismo or something.
Yeah, kind of.
It's
it's just like a
unnecessary.
launch. It's a launch edition.
Fucking
Just think of it as a launch
the
edition.
blue
Gotcha.
seats are fucking ugly though.
What? That's what I was
Hold
gonna
on,
get.
hold on.
The blue seats.
I think they're sexy, dude. They look good. Like who has blue
Maybe-
seats rolling around? Nobody.
Range Rovers.
Yeah.
It's different.
Fact.
All right, here's the okay. So here
They
Jamal,
copied the
let me show you.
911 interior though, Tim. Did you see that?
Yeah.
So like
With
this
the
is
with
so
the
this is
yellow
the
little dots.
this
Yeah.
is the like um this is the baller interior. So you have nice big screen here, digital dash there. Let me see if I can find better photos of it. Yeah, so it's just a nice looking place to be, right?
One
So
of
what you
240 made too.
for what the proto edition?
I guess so.
Yeah, just for the proto edition.
So
Oh,
this
they
is
have
the
the
Okay,
red
proto.
one now.
Yeah,
So
this
the
is the
angles
proto
of the blue
edition.
are a little different. I'm sorry. That does look a little better.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, dude.
it's a
I mean,
nice looking
it's not like it's a S2000 back in the day in that blue with that ugly blue interior.
That red one looks clean.
Yeah, no, but look, this is nice, dude. This is like a nice place to be. You know what I mean? It looks like
I'm not finding any pictures of what the sport interior looks
I don't
like.
think they've shown anybody. I don't think they've let anybody drive it yet.
Well, what the shit?
Booty cheeks.
I mean, it
They
was
come
their
out
first. Yeah, see, they don't even. Yeah, there's no photos of it yet because that red is gangster.
That red is
Damn,
clean. Yeah.
that red is clean as fuck. But yeah, because they weren't gonna make anybody drive that for the first impressions of the vehicle. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna give them the baller one.
Well, yeah, they just need to hurry up. They said they're going to be
Is
out for
it-
summer, and it's May.
No, they're. It's late. They pushed it out. Oh,
Does
I see
anybody
what
know
you're
what chassis it's going to be on? Is it all new chassis or
No.
is it like
No, it's the
370 chassis?
370Z
Yeah.
chassis.
It's
It's
a
370 chassis still.
it's which was a redo of the 350. Well, they're going full Ferrari, right? Because like every new Ferrari is still a fucking scud underneath or some shit. They're all on F430 chassis. Like,
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Jamal, you want to talk about whatever the fuck's going on over there? There we go. The black does look crispy though. I like that. a
It does.
lot. Yeah. So here's a better picture of that. That's the screen. So yeah, what I don't know, Mike.
9-speed automatic. Good Lord.
Wait, what are we
Yeah.
talking about here?
So we were
Same thing
showing
still?
we were showing photos of
The
interior.
Toyota Z.
Rude. We were trying to find pictures of the shit cheap interior, which we can't find.
But it
because
doesn't exist.
There's an embargo apparently on it. You can't.
I mean, dude,
Whoa,
if
what
if
the-
they keep the good interior and the base model, like, dude, base model all the way. 41 grand for that.
I just
Perfect.
again, it's just no. They've already said the 9-inch touchscreen, the one to the side, the center console one is not. That's an option. That's a part of the.
I mean, I don't
performance.
need that, but as long as I have the dash.
The dash is gone too.
I don't do where did you see that? Where does it say that?
Timmy, if they're not going to give you a regular fucking
Timmy.
touchscreen, they're not going to give you a digital gauge cluster. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Listen, Timmy.
if we're gonna go through the hassle of creating a whole different dash bezel to dick you out of 2 inches of real estate on your touchscreen, I am not giving you a digital gauge cluster. There's no fucking way, dude. Right? It's such a fucking petty
I don't like the
thing.
blue seats.
I like the blue seats. So Soren
Yeah,
was like,
no.
remember the 350Z was aimed at a businessman, even had a sticker for how to fit golf clubs in the trunk. That's true. It is the
Those look like
Japanese
fucking
Corvette.
eBay seats.
You would know.
Oof.
Too soon. That was rude.
No.
Hey, listen, eBay seats have come up, bro. All right. I was just watching fucking build breakdown, and it was old boy with the purple S15, and he put a RB in it. And he put an RB, he pulled the SR out, put an RB in it because apparently he doesn't want peace, he wants problems. But he was like, yeah, eBay manifold here, eBay manifold there, eBay this, eBay that, and they zoom in, and it's like a super nice billet manifold that he got off of eBay for an RB26, and it's like, the fuck, dude, really coming up,
Hold
man.
on.
You gotta go yell at your dog.
Someone's having issues.
And I mean, so I'm looking at comparison to the 370Z. The Nissan Z is even like almost 300 pounds lighter.
Yeah, they did a lot
Yeah.
of work to this car. I mean, it is like thoroughly gone through. It's a, Lenny says, give me a Trans Am version when the interior is already gutted. Yeah, you want a spec racer? Yeah, make a racer.
Right.
I think that would be cool. I think that would be super cool. Make a spec racer. That'd be tight. I think a Z class, like a Z spec, like they do Miata spec and shit, would be tight. But yeah, I don't know, and I don't like. And I'll wait for the guys to get back because I don't know. They're all dicking with dogs and air conditioners or whatever. But
Yeah, here, let me go play with mine.
yeah, hey, let's just all. You know what? Let's just take a break. Let's just all just take a break. We'll just be back in 5. We're just gonna everybody get the fuck up and just leave in the middle
I
of
need
the
a new one of
production.
these anyways.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, there he's gone. Yeah.
And Timmy's gone.
Like, guess if Dad's coming home.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert: no, he's not. He's never coming back.
So I was
And he's
chasing a misfire on the GTI.
Oh, another one? Did you race another S4?
No, actually, I put a new clutch in.
Jesus.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah. Didn't Lenny put a bus on the S4?
Yes, he did.
Yeah,
And
yeah, he did.
somebody named Kyle didn't hit the button. I see
didn't.
Kyle with his phone in the window recording, and I was like, "Hey, where's the video?" He's like, "I didn't hit record."
You mean
So
that?
I'm
Wait.
watching Kyle.
Mm.
I'm racing Lenny as Lenny's driving the GTI down when we were in Mexico,
The
and
GTI or the GTR?
the GTI.
GTI.
Wait.
We're in that drive.
Wait.
Lenny was driving
smoked
Kyle's
you
GTI.
in Kyle's GTI.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is a great story. I'm listening.
And then Kyle
that
didn't
was
hit
good.
record.
Yeah, I forgot to hit record. Anyways, so I put
I mean,
a new.
you don't want to video of somebody else banging your girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? So I guess. Or maybe you do. We don't kink shame here.
I mean,
on the
if you're
Revmatch
into that,
support your local cuck, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway,
that's right. So I had to put a new clutch in the GTI. The South Bend Stage 2. I was just making more power than what that clutch was rated at. And as soon as I put the Hoosiers on, it was like, I don't know, a week later, it was like, the next weak is link. At that point, it was the clutch.
or the drive shaft.
Right.
Or
So
the axles, rather, not the drive shaft.
Yeah, I got what you meant.
We were there.
It started to slip, so I kind of babied it for another couple weeks, and when I went to Race Wars, I decided to pull the trigger on a new clutch. Like, I got a stage 5 ringer clutch, which is like rated at like 680 torque.
Okay.
So I hope I don't burn through that.
So how many stages did that have to go through before it could handle that much torque?
I mean, I would have been fine with like a stage 4.
He went
guess.
way
I don't
over
know.
bucket floor is what he
I
said.
went
Is it
overboard.
like
Yeah,
Is it a
overkill.
twin disc or is it a single disc?
Single disc. Non-self-adjusting. So ended up being, it was kind of cool. Shout out to EQT Dave. I actually purchased the stage 4, and he just was like, nope, I know how hard you are on your car. I'm gonna just upgrade your shit to the stage 5.
He basically told you to go fuck yourself. You ordered the wrong.
Yeah, pretty much.
Love that. Thanks, Dave. Appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate it. So I put the clutch in, and before that, I was driving a company car, the RAV cars through Land Rover, because I was chasing a misfire. I had spark plugs on order. They were a few days out. Got the last 2, quote unquote, that were in the country. I don't know how true that was, but
it's the last of the V8 specs.
Yeah. So I bought, waited on plugs, put the plugs in, brought brand new coils, put the coils in, and still had a misfire. And I was like, shit, whatever. I did a compression check, was like a 175, which is fantastic. And then the Audi and Volkswagen, I don't know if Porsche does the same thing, but they have the ground cables on the coils to the studs. Right.
Okay.
So individual coils have their own ground off of the
okay.
coils.
Yeah.
So I did some like janky ass shit where, I took it out and I rerouted the ground to the battery, started the car, and it ran fine. So I just snipped it. I ordered a delete kit. You repin all the coil plugs.
Isn't that like one of EQT's big things right
It
now?
is, yeah.
Kits? Yeah.
So I had ordered a kit too late, and now they got to create. Dave, I think, is the mastermind behind the whole thing, to make a new batch. So I'm waiting on it. So I have like this janky ass rigged like ground cable that just goes to the the body ground on my shit. I mean, it works. Whatever.
Ghetto if it works. I mean,
That's right. Yeah. So
I mean,
misfires, fixed, but I mean, the hardest part of this thing right now is that clutch break-in period. It's brutal.
Really?
You gotta, yeah. I mean, you can't like load up on it.
So you're just.
I mean, I'm kind of dogging it, like Dave thought I was going to be like. So I'm hard shifting, but I'm just not getting under like heavy boost. I'm not getting over like 20 psi right now.
How long are you supposed to chill on that thing before you can fucking send it?
They claim like 500 miles. I mean, clutch braking is like 500 city miles, right? It's not like 500 miles on the freeway.
Does nothing for you.
Does nothing. So I was gonna give myself like, I don't know, closer to 1,000 miles. Because most of my commute is it's hard, dude. I'm not even at 100. I'm not even at 100 miles right now, and it's just like rough.
I just want to send it.
Yeah, totally just want to send that shit.
Well, now you want to see if it hooks, right? That's the thing. It's like,
I do, yeah. And because before, when I had the South Bend in there, like it felt like it was just like, low on power, and this was before I noticed it was starting to slip.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, something is just not there. Something's missing. So I did get on it yesterday, a little hard, and good God, it's almost frightening right now. Yeah, it's scary.
Well,
Yeah.
listen. Really fast front wheel drive cars they're sketchy, man. Like they're not like sketchy, but like there's a lot of movement, right? There's a lot happening because you're fighting for grip and steering through the same wheels, right? So it's
right.
Like, yeah. I mean, I think that car all-wheel drive is gonna be.
It'll be a monster.
That thing's gonna be a fucking problem. You know what I mean? Like that thing is gonna be really, really fucking quick. I think doing the all-wheel drive swap's tight for what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Plus, you lose nothing in the exchange in this situation.
No.
Right? Like going all-wheel drive literally makes the car better. That car specifically better in every imaginable fashion. Period. It'll be more fun in canyons. It'll be more fun in a straight line. It'll hook from a dig like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think that's gonna be cool. Plus, it's 3-doors. That's gonna be fucking sick. Like a little 3-door fucking, 600 horsepower Golf R screaming around. Be sick.
Right. So yeah, I think I'm gonna try and push for closer to 7 with the built motor.
So at what point do you just be a sav and put a Daza in that bitch and just say fuck it?
I mean, if Innovative Motorsports wants to do an all-wheel drive or an RS3 swap on it, like I think they're only doing Golf Rs right now.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that has to do with like if I got to get a new PCM, etc.
I'm sure there's a fucking lot that goes into that. I'm
there's
sure there
a lot.
is a
like,
ton. Yeah,
the video. I don't remember the guy's name. I watched him. He had I think a white Golf R. They did the swap. They go into detail because they repin your PCM. They redo the wire harness. They do the whole thing and clean it up. Yeah. I don't know. Who knows? At that point,
go ahead.
I may just have an RS3. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, the other thing is,
not as fucking cool.
But you're already that deep into that car. You're that.
I'm not really that. I'm still way
I meant
under.
like modifications. We don't put that shit back to fucking stock.
Like, I'm not selling the car.
Yeah, you're
Car's
so
never
deep
gonna
in
be
that
sold.
car. Like,
it'll be sold.
No.
At some no. Listen,
No.
listen,
No.
Linda,
No.
listen.
Linda.
At some point, once when it's done,
Yeah.
there's two things that happen to a car when it's done. Either A, you go absolutely fucking batshit with it, aka Daza swap, or you're like, I've kind of done everything I can with this chassis. I've driven it forever. It's great. It's fast, but like I'm ready to do something else.
Or it sits and collects dust over the next 35 years and somebody finds his barn and finds the GTI.
No,
and
but
it's
listen,
an all-wheel drive manual 600 horsepower GTI.
Listen.
Forza. It's a barn find, okay?
Let me explain.
Kyle left this GTI for you.
I had a coworker of mine look me dead. This is years ago. Look me dead ass in my face. She bought a V6 Challenger.
Oh.
And she looked me dead ass in my face. And I said, why did you buy that? She says, because it's going to be collectible. And I said, pardon? She said, yeah, look at old Challengers. I was like, yeah, that's an old Challenger. They change those cars every single year. Every year. The 69 and the 70 and the 71 are not the same car in almost any way, shape, or form, right?
Right.
There is 5,000 of these things running around, and they're all bad. Every single one of them. There is objectively not a good quote-unquote Challenger,
Did
period.
you break her heart?
I have
Did you break her
V6.
heart right there and there?
No, she was too young and ignorant to know what I was saying, but I'll tell you like this, she ain't drive that Challenger no more. Just trade that bitch in
I've
for a van.
heard people say that. It's so weird.
Like
Same
new
thing
cars
with
just,
like
That
V6
about like
Mustang
V6
owners.
Mustangs, V6
Yeah.
Camaros, and
He'll
they're
say
just
it.
like, oh yeah, this
he
is
doesn't
gonna
have
be...
one of those anymore, so he doesn't mind people saying
That's-
that about
yeah,
it.
that's true.
Well, you do, but it's your third one. We don't talk about it.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yo,
That's
real
rude.
It's got It's got Bluetooth and working air conditioning. I don't give a
So is
fuck.
that like your daily now? Do you daily the V6?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can say it. You don't have to be
Yeah.
ashamed. You
You
don't
had
have
to
to
think
be
whether
ashamed.
you wanted to
not. I
say
was
it or not.
stretching. I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm
oh,
not
yeah, you
ashamed
was
at all.
stretching.
That
You
thing's
bitch, I
super
got that-
comfortable.
Should
I
I
got that
tell
shit
him
on
or should
camera.
I keep it hidden?
You're right. No, I
That
keep it
thing's
in the
super
garage.
comfortable.
I
I don't mind that thing at all.
listen. The minute that I can get like an EcoBoost Mustang at like cheap, like sub 10, I'm buying one.
Yeah,
Period.
that's a good idea.
Yeah, like sub
Yeah.
10, I'm buying
Yeah.
it. I don't care how many
Yeah.
miles are on it because all I'm gonna do is put a fucking angle kit, coilovers, and some wheels on it, and a fucking hydro, and slide the shit out of it till I blow the engine, and then I'll put a fucking LS in it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Aren't those EcoBoost motors like aren't they making big power off of tunes and
Dude,
big turbos?
bro, there's like 600,
Yeah.
700 horsepower EcoBoost Mustangs running around, sounding terrible and breaking hearts. Like it's fucking
And
wild.
then it
Right.
blows up and
Awesome.
then
All day
hits a
long.
couple
Yeah, then it blows
passengers.
up.
Then it blows up. Yeah, because here's the thing. Remember the Focus RS head gasket debacle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know why they were
Yeah.
blowing?
Because they were
putting
using the EcoBoost
they were putting the
gasket.
Mustang
Yeah.
head gaskets on. it for that tow
I'm
stream.
so happy you know that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Actually,
So-
you just sounded like shit. Some
That Pontiac.
you know the
I saw that shit.
I saw that too. I was trying to ignore it. You know
Uh.
my street where there's
Tom, I
like
love
that,
you, bro.
that left
Yeah.
turn.
Yeah,
will be
I know
a
what you're talking about.
classic.
Yeah. So that left turn, there was a guy on a I think it was like a Gixxer 600 sitting behind me, and he was kind of
Listen, you don't get
revving
to
it.
say that word. That's our word.
My bad. So he was. I quit. So he was kind of revving it, kind of behind me, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it.
Let's see
I
what's
dropped
up.
a gear. Yeah, let's see what's up. I dropped a gear, and I fucking just full send that shit. And I see him in my mirror. He's tucked and he's railing, and he's not catching me. Right? He's not falling behind. He's also not catching my ass. And I get to the stop sign. He pulls up next to me, and he's like, "Dude, your car sounds awesome." And I was like, "No, it
No,
doesn't."
it doesn't. Are you?
He was
you
like,
must have been
"What?"
hearing
And
the
I was
bike.
like,
you were not.
yeah.
You were,
Yeah. He was like, "What?" And I was like, "Cool, man. Thank you."
You're like, listen, I know my kid's ugly.
Yeah.
It's okay. You don't have to lie to me.
It whooped your ass, but it's okay.
They don't
Yeah.
know.
That's.
They
I
don't
mean,
know.
to be fair, that's the only negative about your car.
Yeah, it sounds like shit. I'll
It
be the
sounds like
first to
shit. Like
admit
it
Yeah.
looks good. The interior's nice. It drives comfortably. It's fast as fuck. It makes horrible noise.
Yeah.
We don't talk about
Well,
that.
you should hear it now because I took off one of the resonators, so it sounds more like a tractor.
You should just put like a megaphone going like next to your exhaust and just like put out the sound of like a 911 RSR.
Yeah.
Oh my God. No, even
You
funnier.
just
You
drive
should.
people.
No, you should make it sound like the Taycan outside noise. That would be even
Oh,
funnier.
Yes. We
You
can
know
make
what?
this
Do
happen.
you guys remember
So
the
weird.
old whistles that people used to put in, like they
Yes.
used to
Yes.
screw into their exhaust?
Yeah.
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 Maybe that's
Oh,
next.
God,
Do you remember
yeah,
that
I remember
YouTube
those.
video? I watched that YouTube video so many times. That one and the Alabama Leprechaun one. Which, if you've never watched Alabama Leprechaun, go to YouTube. Right, pause this. Fucking, I don't care. Go watch Alabama Leprechaun. That shit. This
Wait,
man,
what was the other one that people used to do?
the rubber chicken.
The fan in the intake. The tornado.
Oh God.
Is that what
yes.
that shit was
Oh,
called?
the electric
Yeah.
supercharger thing.
Yeah.
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 Before they were electric. They were just
It was a fan you put in your intake and it would pull. It would make a noise, and it sounds
Yeah.
like a
Oh my
turbo.
God.
Yeah.
Because
Ah,
And they
that's terrible.
just the air
It's like,
coming
oh,
in.
this is
Yeah.
nonsense.
That's
You
like
know
when
they
I
sold hell of those things too.
dude. That's like when I cut all the
Yeah.
baffles out of the airbox in my RSX just to make it louder. Like I literally
Yeah.
just took a fucking
I-
sawzall and just cut everything out of it.
I
and
did.
put it
I
back,
did that on my old 98 VR6.
just to make
just
it
so you can get.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I could feel something again.
Yeah. Oh man, my car's
Dude, my
faster.
child.
Yeah. It's not.
No, it's
No,
not.
it's not. It's not
Not
fast
at
enough.
all.
Yeah.
Well, that's
If
so
you
good.
went by like the Jetsons, that'd be a fucking improvement, by the way, Tom. I'm just saying.
For real.
Yeah, the car sounds bad. It's a great car. It sounds bad. That's like, do you remember? Was it a Hoonigan episode where they were? I think when they were doing the G35 and they were like just welding mufflers and resonators onto this exhaust, trying to make it sound good. Like they
Yeah.
were just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
took all the cut off mufflers in the shop, put them in a pile, and just started welding shit together
Yeah.
to try to make
What's
it
gonna sound great?
It just sounded less bad when they were done. For the
Yeah.
record, like just less bad.
Speaking of Hoonigan, their hill climb car.
Yo, worst name for a car ever.
Yeah, what was it? Something pig?
Hoona
Fine,
I
Pig
haven't
Assistant.
seen that yet.
Hoona
You haven't
pig?
seen it?
Yeah.
What?
No.
You haven't seen
Yeah,
it?
I think
Yeah,
What?
you've seen it. You've seen it. I put it in the chat. I put it in the chat.
400 horsepower
Yeah.
9 Juan.
Yeah.
400? 400?
1400.
1400.
1400.
Oh, that's right. My bad. No, I didn't see this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna look really nice when it's flying up Pikes Peak.
I think it's
Yeah, it
I
is.
think it's like technically he's signed. Oh, is that the shirt? That's fucking wet. I haven't seen any photos of the interior. I've only seen exterior shit. I think it's a race car.
I
on the
don't even
interior,
Oh, yeah,
think-
it's a full blown race car, isn't it?
right, but so is the
Yeah.
Mission R, and that fucking interior is amazing.
Yeah, it is.
True.
Yeah.
No, I guarantee you that's got the race car interior and shit where there's
It's got like
nothing.
the GT3 Cup car interior or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's all-wheel drive, 1400 horsepower, flat six, mid-engine,
Who built the car?
BBI.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's a twin turbo GT3 motor.
Good lord.
What year?
I don't know.
I'm gonna
it just
assume
said
the
twin
newest one.
turbo GT3 4-liter.
I'm going to assume with factory Volkswagen support and BBI Autosport, it's the newest
It's
one.
probably a new. Yeah, it's probably
Oh,
a
I
new
didn't-
motor.
Ooh.
This was just like released like today.
What?
Soren said it looks like a Need for Speed Heat
It
build.
does look like
It
Kaisel's
does.
built the car.
Oh,
Yeah, so this thing, it's super sick. I'm into it. I think it's like, I didn't put two and two together when Block started like signed with Audi, right?
I say, do you think he becomes the face of all that?
No, what I think this is this was Ken Block's into everything Volkswagen Group, and there's a
Yeah.
lot of fun.
So I'm saying
shit to pull
he
from it.
becomes the face of Volkswagen, Audi.
He becomes the face of
Porsche.
Volkswagen Auto Group Motorsport.
He's
Uh-huh.
this is Porsche's. I think this is Volkswagen's attempt to make themselves badass.
Again.
Oh, did you see they're entering
No.
F1?
Yes,
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
next year,
So,
isn't it?
no,
That's
yeah,
next
so
year.
let me-
2
Or
years.
2024.
Yeah.
2024.
Yeah,
2024.
2
You
years.
need 2 years to develop an F1 car. You can't just
Yeah,
develop an
yeah.
F1. So,
And they added Miami and Las Vegas to F1.
dude,
Yeah,
I was
going.
trying to go to Coda, and that
Going.
shit is so expensive.
I don't give a shit. We're going.
Hell yeah.
Dude, if you guys come out to Coda, we will go. I will pay the money. I don't give a fuck. I will go. It's $350.
Wait, okay,
it's
hold on.
$350
So
for
like you're
general
gonna pay
admission.
for the ticket and
no,
for like the
no,
ticket
bitch,
for
no.
the
We
race.
will all
Oh.
hand out. We'll just I will be
Oh.
there. No, it's like it's
I
$350.
will be there.
It's $350 a head for
I would
GA
pay
at
for
Coda.
myself to show up and
Yeah,
hang out
I will
with you
drive my
guys.
bitch ass down there to hang out with you guys.
How far are you from there?
4 hours. It's in Austin.
Yeah, I'm getting a hotel.
Yeah, dude, you're gonna stay at my house, bitch. Get the fuck out of here.
I
The fuck, you wasn't
want
invited.
to stay
huh?
with you anyways.
I love how you
I was
just
inviting
assume.
myself.
He just assumed.
Yeah,
Like,
that-
You act like you got a choice in this, Alex. You act like you got a fucking
Listen,
choice.
this
There
house
is no
ain't- this-
choice.
This house
Turn
ain't as
around,
big as the
Alex,
old
turn
crib,
around,
dog.
turn around. See that spot behind you?
That's where I live. This
That's
4x4
where I'm
spot
asleep.
on the
I'm
ground.
asleep right there.
Soren,
Yeah.
Soren
And I'm gonna
said
play. I'm gonna
Audi
play your
got-
broken ass guitar.
It's not broken, bitch. That shit works.
Damn, that's hurtful.
That was hurtful. I could fucking rip on
It might work, but you haven't played it in 3 years.
I think honestly,
always
I think
look like that.
Volkswagen is getting ready to align themselves to be the leader in EV affordable cars.
Everybody,
yeah.
everybody.
They're getting ready to go after that.
Yeah,
Because-
they're taking over every market there is. I
Trying
mean,
to.
EV
And I agree.
market, regular
have you
market,
seen any
luxury
Genesis
market.
The
The
what?
SUV.
EV? Man,
That's a nice
Are
car.
you talking about the
that
SUV?
thing's nice.
It's a nice
Yeah,
car.
Genesis EV?
Yeah, it is a nice car.
It's a nice
that
car.
thing's nice.
Okay, let's talk
It's
about.
very
let's,
luxurious.
Let's talk about Genesis for a second. Well, I want to make one point about the comment that I made earlier about they're trying to make Volkswagen badass. Volkswagen, because Mike gave me a side eye when I said it. Volkswagens are cool. Audis are cool. Porsches are cool. They're sick. They're fast. They're not badass.
Yeah,
From the
I'd say
factory.
that's a correct
Right.
From the factory, they are not badass. They're surgical. Right? I'm surgical bit this bitch, Jake.
I can
Yeah.
make an argument to that, but okay.
There's no argument. You
I
don't
mean,
think
no,
of fucking
no,
fat, nasty burnouts when you
hey.
buy a 911. You know what I'm saying?
The only argument would be like a 918 or a Carrera GT.
But even then,
like,
those are like I don't consider like a 720S to be badass. It's cool. It's fast as fuck. They're sick, but it's not like no. It's got to have some swagger. And there's nothing in the Volkswagen Auto Group that has swagger. They're too fucking composed for that.
I'll
Right?
give you that.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Right there. It's a fucking
They
three-piece.
they missed the aesthetic look of the holy shit. Look at that fucking 720 McLaren going down the goddamn road.
Or just
Oh.
whatever. Right. It's just
Right, or your Ferrari or 430 or something along
fuck
those
a Ferrari,
lines.
anything like that. Dude, a big open pipe GT500 Mustang is badass. A ZL1 is badass. It's not even the fastest car. It's not even the nicest car, but it's fucking badass, right? A 911 is better in every quantifiable way.
Every category.
But it's
every
still, but it's
category.
like that's kind of
It's
cooler,
refined.
sort of.
It's refined.
You know what I mean? Like this.
it's a very-
Joe, you're gonna look at the 911 and be like, "Oh, that's a cool Porsche."
It's cool, but like, look at the noise that comes out of that one. It's just
Right,
like
yeah.
Eleanor Roosevelt
Even
said.
the
Okay,
step down.
America is all about speed, hot, nasty, badass speed. That's true.
Yeah.
it's refined for a different
Than
type
the Constitution. No, it's just it's just
person.
it doesn't have that. It doesn't have an edge. There's nothing edgy about anything Volkswagen, right?
Yeah.
Like a Volkswagen comes over, it brings a quiche. It's very respectful to your mom, right?
Yeah.
A GT500 like is banging your little sister while you're wrapping presents on Christmas Day. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Can I go home?
Come into the door. Just,
like not even trying to keep it down. You know what I'm saying? Just
No,
Yeah.
no. In front of everybody on the dinner table, like right next to the fucking turkey.
and then walking downstairs like anybody hungry? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Who's cutting the meat?
Yeah, exactly. So that's all I'm saying is I think there's been projects that people have done with Porsches, Rawwelt, all that kinds of shit, right? To make them really cool. I would argue, and this is like an interesting point, but I would argue the Mission R is the most badass thing that Porsche's done in a really long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah,
Because they made a
I-
legit
yeah.
electric race car that makes cool noises and is fast as shit and looks like it's 50 years in the future, right? Like that's fucking cool. But
Yeah.
short of that, like they're amazing machinery. It's an amazing car. They're all amazing cars. Look at, I mean, you anything with a turbo that Volkswagen or Audi comes out with will make more power than you can imagine for less money than you should have to spend. That's all cool. But this will give them some swag. They can kind of, this is a good way for them to get marketing and dip their toes and push the EV thing through Audi and push the e-tron shit. And then it's like, hey, every once in a while, like, what if we made a wide body mid-engine 964 based race car that's like ridiculous, but it's Ken Block, so it's okay, right? Like,
But
we
you
can,
think
like,
about it, like Volkswagen had to pull themselves out of the fucking shitstorm they got themselves into, right? The amount of
oh,
money
what do you
they
mean?
lost.
What do you mean? Where they were gonna run diesel cars in one room and then pump the fumes into another room where there were human beings riding bicycles to determine how bad the effects of the fumes were?
Sure.
The German company
Yeah.
that was initially funded by an unnamed man,
Adolf
we'll call him Adolf Hitler,
Hey.
and
I'll give a fuck.
we, like, yeah, totally not a bad look.
Not
No
at all.
historical significance at all.
No, I mean,
Why are
like,
we tripping about this? Really, honestly.
okay, but literally the financial hit they took and the political and view look they took from the Dieselgate shit that Timmy and I went through, was bad. I mean,
they
they
really
lost,
pivoted quick on that motherfucker though, didn't they?
but they did.
They did.
Yeah.
What was funny is, and I didn't
Hey,
realize
hey,
this.
hey, hold on. Is Jamal asleep or frozen? Okay.
No, he's
God
not.
damn.
I thought it was something.
What's up, bro?
Have you
No.
guys seen?
Hold on. I didn't realize the investment they made afterwards, though, in EV market, because they actually advertised EV cars without their own logo, without their own name. They were pushing EV cars, and I'll find the commercial. I'll send it in the Discord.
Just like the idea of the EV cars.
Of an EV car, and
yeah.
literally the only reason I caught it is I remember my wife paused it on TV because we were doing something like whatever, and I come back. And at the bottom of the very caption, it says, funded by the Volkswagen Company Corporation.
Yeah.
And that was like their into, and that's why I said they're going to come take over the EV market, is they've been trying to push towards this forever,
well, they
right?
had to. They had to pivot off the diesel thing. Soren made a good point though, actually, and this is an interesting point. The fucking Bentley GT3 car.
Yeah.
That thing's fucking badass. I don't care. That thing's, but see, that thing's ignorant, right? Because it's like a 6-liter V8. The car is fucking enormous. It's the biggest thing I've ever seen as a GT3 car. I'm gonna look it up because
and it's the most obnoxious fucking
I'm
race
gonna
car
look
you
it
could
up.
possibly think of.
It's huge.
Like it actually competes too. It's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like that's why it's. There's no reason this should be. I mean, every time I look at it, I laugh. Look at how fucking big this thing is, dude. Like,
Yeah.
who looked at that and said, like, "Yep,
That's a race
we're
car,
gonna win.
baby.
We're gonna win a championship with this motherfucker right here."
Yeah. Speaking
I
of
mean,
electric,
in Bentley,
and,
but in Bentley's defense, that's what Bentley was forged on, was fucking racing and big ass motors.
Yeah,
and
when
then
you
eventually
didn't
went-
have seatbelts or a
and
roof.
eventually you went like this luxury fucking brand shit.
They're
But
Grand Tours. Anyway,
And
somebody
then
was
for
saying
some
something.
reason, we're just
have
like,
you guys seen the Volkswagen IDR?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that thing. That thing was cool.
Yeah, the full
That thing's
electric.
badass.
Yeah.
They like set the Pikes Peak record and then shut it down.
Yeah. I mean, it's that car was, they literally ran that thing everywhere and they were like, it's fast as fuck. Bye. Right. Like, that was, we proved a point, which is, electric cars are objectively superior as long as they don't run out of electricity. They're just better.
Right.
Period. Right. Like, not as fun, not as cool.
Sad truth.
This is sad truth. I mean, we're kind of dinosaurs, but it is what it is.
okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, we've talked about it before. It's just, you get into what you get into, and it really goes to show, like, it's almost pointless to question why you would still pursue, like, gasoline performance or just fuel-based performance, in general, in the light of EVs, when it's like, bro, like, I make my car worse to drive every day. And I spend so much money doing it because, like, the 5 or 6 times when I get to fuck around in a week, it's like worth it, right? Like, because that's some dumb.
Right.
Like, my brain is dumb and it's wired dumb. It's like, hey, make this thing worse so you can enjoy it less.
Okay,
You enjoy it more when you enjoy it, but overall you enjoy it less. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Alex, you have to go to the Revmatch IG and pull up what Austin just sent over. It is a 350Z trying to look like the new Z.
so he took a 350Z and tried to make. Is this like that one dude who put like a Maserati front end and a Porsche back end on a 350Z? Does everybody remember that?
Or the dude who did a STI rear end and an Evo front end.
Oh, yeah, that was interesting. You did not see it's a red car. It's a really nice car, actually.
Yeah, it's actually very clean. It's a very clean. I think it's a Mitsu. Is it a Mitsubishi or is it a Supra? I never found out.
It is
It's a
an Evo.
Mitsubiru.
It's an Evo. It's an Evo with an STI front.
Gotcha.
What the fuck is this shit, dog? Tries valiantly. This is brown tape from a Home Depot. Yo, that's not terrible.
Okay. Keep going.
Does it get worse?
Okay.
Okay, so
What's
that's
the
not
rear-
that part's
What's the rear end look like?
Somebody falling out of a car.
Yeah, this shit. There's a lot going on there. This is not great, but like the side profile, this is fine. The side profile is fine. It's fine.
It's fine. Everything is fine.
It's not great. It's fine. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is fine. There's nothing
That's not bad.
there's nothing
That's not bad.
incredibly offensive about this side graphic, right? We don't need to.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
It's
I'll
not the
give you that.
greatest thing to say
Oh.
about somebody's car, though, either.
I
Like,
know.
it's not your side profile
Yeah.
isn't horrible.
I mean, listen. He knew he was
thanks,
taking a
man.
risk. He knew he was taking a risk when he did this, right? Like, oh wait, that's the finished product with the tape on it. We're calling
I
that.
think so.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh,
All right. Well, I
Yeah.
don't know
See
how
what
I
had
feel
happened
about-
was-
I don't know how I feel about that whole part, but yeah, that's
have you seen?
moving on. Anyway.
Yeah, somebody released the original taillights for the Supra.
Illumisthetic. Yes, I did. Illumisthetic, if you guys don't know who Illumisthetic is, they started out doing full LED conversion kits for like
Excuse me,
older.
guys. I gotta go sit on my couch. I'll be right back.
You gonna go steal your couch?
Tell Mom I said hi.
Sale?
You go sell your couch?
Yeah.
Like
How
casting
much?
couch?
I didn't know you're selling a couch, bro. Like, what's
Huh?
up? I didn't know you're selling a couch. What's up, bro?
You couldn't schedule
Like,
this shit
why
for
didn't you
after
offer
the
it to
podcast?
us?
You
You
didn't tell
can,
me you were
like-
selling one.
Yeah, right. Bitch, you gotta drive
Well, yeah,
300
come
miles for a
through. Yeah,
couch.
this is a pickup situation only. Like, this is.
Oh man,
We were
What
this
is-
close to
what
putting
is-
it on the
bad.
curb.
My
I'm
bad.
free. I could go pick
This
it
was-
up.
By the way,
Taylor's fucking
by the
retired.
way-
He ain't got nothing else to
Hey.
fucking do.
By the way-
tell the
I'll
guy
get back.
buying it to come on the.
Yeah, tell him you'll give him
Tell him to come on
$100
the
off if he
podcast.
likes and subscribes.
Like and subscribe.
This was
By the
selling
way,
a couch in the middle of the
this
show.
This is the most LA situation ever.
Hold
I was
on,
doing
guys,
a
I gotta go
podcast and then
sell
some
my
guy came to
couch.
buy my couch. So I had to
Oh, no,
my
he
God.
got pulled out of the room by his girl. Was like, hey,
Oh,
you gotta
I
come
saw
sell this
it.
couch real quick.
I would just like to say that Jamal is sitting in a lawn chair in his room.
Yeah.
You can take the man out of the gazebo, but you cannot take the gazebo out of the man. The commitment to the craft is what I appreciate.
shit.
Oh my gosh.
Go, that's Mamba mentality shit right there.
100 right
Yeah, it
there.
is.
They tell you there ain't no
100%.
gazebo there. Bring the gazebo with you. Mamba mentality.
Yeah.
I'm so glad he's not here to hear this. So when he listens to it later, we can't talk about it. Don't bring it up. Just let him hear it on his own.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Oh, we should freeze ourselves again. That was great.
Oh,
God!
shit.
I
yeah.
every time I'm
Oh,
having a bad day, I go watch back and watch that clip.
That was fucking amazing. He's like, oh fuck.
If that doesn't roll our podcast up into one little snippet of the universe, I don't know what does.
Seriously.
Oh,
I need to
man.
clip that shit and like post that separately.
Yo,
Turn
did
that
you
shit into a
see-
meme.
Did you see Kaisel Salim's new body kit for the FD?
Oh no.
I
Hold,
don't know that I
please.
did.
Yeah.
Holding.
So he does
Freezing.
Processing.
right, processing.
By the way, on the point that we were talking about that we totally didn't talk about because that's why we're here at the Revmatch Podcast, like and
like
subscribe.
and subscribe.
Genesis.
Yes,
Um,
I will get back to that when
there-
Jamal comes back because he was bringing that up. So let's
Well,
put a pin
fuck
in-
that shit.
Well, plus he doesn't.
I thought he had to go fucking sell a couch.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
on the couch. You don't know how long he's gonna be
Yo,
gone.
Hold
wonder
on,
how
guys. I gotta go
He can
sell a
be-
blender.
he could be negotiating. They
right?
could be an
Hey, I gotta
all-night
go move
deal.
this key real quick. I'll be
I've
right
only
back.
Yeah.
I've only banged on this like 60 times.
I was just saying, how much fart equity you think is in that couch? that he's selling right now? So fart equity is a term. So all right, roll this back. My old manager from AT&T
Tell me that shit.
hits me
We
up one
fucking
time, and he goes, "You guys have this Infinity on your lot. I want to buy it." And we bring him in, and Zach doesn't want to discount the car because it's Zach and he's stupid. I don't know, whatever. And the whole thing was cool until my boss found out it was a rental, and I didn't even know that till I pulled the Carfax, right? And I go, "Yeah, it's fine. I mean, it's like it's in good shape." And he goes, "Bro, you know how many fucking motherfuckers have been in that seats? It's like 400 motherfuckers. You know how much fart equity that is? He's like, I don't want to pay money for this shit. And I was like, Jake, I don't even know how to respond to this, dude. Like, for the record, my old sales manager, just Afghan dude, slick back, like, daxed out, fast talking motherfucker. And I was like, I don't know how to, like, I don't know what to say to that.
I don't know how to process
You know
that.
how much,
Like,
you know how much
yeah.
fart equities in this car right now?
Like, no, I don't, sir.
I guess that's a lot.
Yeah, I guess that. He goes, where was the car based out of? And I was like, I don't know. Like, what, you trying to figure out if they're eating a lot of protein or something? Like, where are we going with this line of questioning, sir? Anyway, check this shit out. So, Kaisel Salim, digital creator, did a bunch of work for Need for Speed, designed a bunch of wild body kits in those cars. Was always doing renders on Instagram. If you haven't checked him out, it's the Kaiser. I'm sure everybody knows who the fuck that guy is.
It's wonderful.
It's wonderful. Anyway, a couple years ago, he started making body kits based off of his wild ass designs. So they did the E31, they did the E36, which is super sick. And now he has an FD. Oh, they do a C5 kit, which was fucking ridiculous. He's designed a bunch of one-off cars. People have built cars based off renders that he's made, like that mid-engine fucking
Holy shit.
GTI, right? The Mark II GTI that's like mid-engine rear-wheel drive. So he made this. And this was his like dream kit for an RX-7. It's all carbon, 3D printed. Don't know how it works.
That's tight.
But like, bro.
I'm sorry, what?
Like,
Dude,
That's sick.
that looks sick.
Shit.
Like, complete game changer. And look at, this was the shit that really impressed me. So look at the front. Look at how tight these are tighter than factory panel gaps on a fucking Mazda, by the way. So like the kit is 3D scanned. It's all the modern technology to do it.
Hey, that's like what Schilling did with that wing, the wing delete. He brought it. So I saw one of our customers came in with his 3D scanner and literally scanned the entire back end of his GT2 RS to be able to delete the wing off of the 2RS to design the end plates for it and everything like that. So they scanned this whole car to make this thing that precise.
This was the part that was interesting to me. Is this is his render, and he rendered it knowing like, yo, I have to have a way to join these two pieces, right? And so there's a, you know what I mean? There's whatever this fastener is right here, to make sure these two pieces line up. And I'm like, there's a lot of thought into this shit. But like, look at how wild this shit is. Look at how wide that shit is.
That's insane.
But like,
the thing is, can they recreate the wheels?
I mean, you can do anything with wheels, man. You know, just get big enough barrels. Depends
Yeah,
on
knowing who that is, I'm sure he can.
Yeah, he's got a wheel sponsor. Rotiform will make him a custom set of barrels and fucking, you know what I mean? Like, he'll be chilling.
Yeah,
he's hooked up with Toyo and all those dudes, but it was just like,
damn,
it's a fucking wild body kit. This is the thing that I thought was really cool, is that the thing about FDs and NSXs too, they don't have any body lines from the factory.
Right. Yeah.
Really, SC 300s are the same. 400s are the same. They're just kind of like that soap bar era. Everything's just contours, right? And he managed to introduce lines into the car without like ruining the flow of what makes it an FD.
I mean, honestly, it looks like a modern build for a 90s car.
Yeah.
And still gives you the 90s feel.
Also, I didn't realize how, look at how fucking crazy this wing is.
That's
that
sick.
Is like, yeah. So anyway,
it's a better version of an STI wing.
Agreed. But like even this, yeah, like I don't know. I was just like, this shit's tight, dude. And he's making 25 kits, which I think is plenty. Like
at what, $40,000 a kit?
No, even the E30 kit that he made, which was like the big kit, which was full carbon everything, side splitters, wing, fucking, it was like a 12-piece kit. It was like $8,500 or $9,000.
Oh, what?
It's not terrible.
That's not bad
for a carbon fiber body kit. That's not.
Well, and then
terrible.
you have to find somebody to do the labor to install that, because I'm not doing that.
No. Fuck no. It's like.
No, I'm gonna make it all like sideways, like you see like crazy eyes in the memes. It's just me and you now. You see crazy, you see crazy eyes in the memes where he's like, I did the alignment myself, and it's just like,
wheels
like that.
No, like I'll do. I don't mind chopping into the body of a
Jimmy.
car, but like I'll mount fender flares, right? Like the
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the felony form flares on E36s are pretty straightforward because you have a body line you can just lay it against, right? And even
It's
most like
simple.
bolt-on fender flares, like your typical kind of like pop-out flares, they're pretty straightforward.
This is
But dude,
much more involved.
this needs a body shop. Like you just take it to a body shop. You know what I'm saying? Like
This would take me like 12 years to complete.
Well, and the thing that he makes a good point of is like those all of those
And it wouldn't be
RX
straight.
no, all those
No.
RX-7s, they're all different. None of them are exactly the same.
I'd just
Right.
be like, shit, was that supposed to go on the back?
It's a complicated kit. It's a complicated kit for sure. But I think like it's just cool that this dude's still doing like wild shit like that, and I like this continuation of like just taking these cars that we've had and just keep working. Because like I think everybody's coming to the realization like this is all we've got, man. Like we're really getting to the end of like if you like this type of sports car, this type of performance, this feeling of driving in a car, like we're really like in rarefied air now. Because
Yeah, we're
at
near
some
the
point
end.
there's no new options soon, right? Like we're getting to the end of maybe they make the new Z for 7 years, maybe they don't, maybe they do it for 5. Right? Maybe we get a new GTR, maybe we don't. Maybe the new GTR is full electric. New STI is going to be a hybrid or full electric. Right?
Just
You
like the R8, there's no longer going to be a V10 in any version of it. They're talking either V6 twin turbo hybrid or full electric R8.
Yeah. And there's no legitimate reason not to at that strata. Like if you want it that fucking fast, it's got to be electric or some.
I mean, if it was the V6 twin turbo, you already know that motor is amazing, and Ford GT.
4GTs.
They use
Right.
a mid-engine V6 twin turbo.
4GT is a
Right.
car. You know what I mean? But it's
You say
so
Ford GT is a car?
4GT is a car. I've never been like I've seen them. They're fucking super impressive because it's just
It's not $1 million car.
It's not a $450,000 car, and I've argued that shit since the car came out. I was like, you
Yep.
cannot tell me that a company that is that big with that much manufacturing power cannot build. They built that car for $175,000
I was gonna
per
say
vehicle.
like
Per vehicle,
like
right? Like
275 would be like
there's a
what
huge
that should
upcharge.
be.
They're
Pushing
making
it.
a fuckload of money on a GT.
It's not a
sure.
GT2 RS, but it's a Ford GT. And it's like a GT2 RS is
It comes with a name.
325. Yeah, exactly. The Ford comes with a name. It's a Ford GT.
Plus, it does that really cool like attack stance thing that's super fast. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
When you put it in performance mode, it drops 2 inches like that. It
Yep.
goes, and the fucking wing comes up, and it's like I'm ready to fuck. Just like
Yeah,
that.
let's
It's
do this.
sick.
Ready to
Yeah,
fight.
That's tight.
yeah, no, it's sick. That part was like, oh shit, I saw that shit in person. I saw a bunch of YouTube videos, and then I saw one in person at a car show, and I was like, yo, can you do the thing? I was just like, he was like, well, I was like, can you do the thing? Does the thing? And he's
Just,
like,
just
oh.
do the thing.
yeah.
I think Jamal's back. Oh, he.
Oh,
I wonder if he helped.
let's find out how much he got his couch for, or how much he got for the couch.
Did
much
you
you
help
get for
him
the
move
couch?
it?
Yeah,
How much did you get for it?
Well, what'd you
How
get
much
for
did
it?
you get?
150.
That's
150?
it?
What's that?
Yeah.
That's
What'd you call
labor.
it? Alex, what'd you call it?
There's a ton of fart equity in that motherfucker. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, there is. I like
Just
how
trying
he
to get rid
didn't.
of the thing.
He did.
Yeah.
He didn't deny that shit. Exactly. He did
Yeah.
not deny the shit out
People
of
be
that.
farting, dog. You can't be hating on them. You know?
Hey,
Okay, okay.
Falling asleep on that couch.
So genocide.
In
Genesis.
your own farts. Yeah. So you brought up the Genesis. So you said the electric Genesis or just the Genesis SUV?
That was you.
Jamal.
No,
You
you're
are?
frozen.
Oh well, Alex's voice kind of cut out there for a second. What'd you
Oh.
ask now?
I said you were talking about Genesis a second ago. Right.
Are you talking about the SUV?
Yeah, the electric one.
Yeah, that
Spot
shit's
for your
sick.
coat.
Wait, they
They're
have
like-
an electric SUV?
Yeah, I just saw a commercial for it yesterday.
V60
What is that
electric.
thing?
I got it. Whoa, what the fuck?
Right,
uh-huh.
Whoa, what the fuck?
right.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Yeah.
this thing's sick.
Yeah.
That's crazy looking.
It reminds me of a Macan.
Yeah, lightweight.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I would say it's more of like a Cayenne coupe.
Whoa. look at
Macan
the
and
That looks
uh,
like a
interior on that thing.
Tesla.
the coupe out the Q5 Audi had a baby.
So
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
Look at that screen. Good
dude,
lord.
that's what I was gonna say.
I
Like,
was not expecting this thing.
That
The
thing
cou-
was sick.
dude, look at the seats. The Koreans are really trying to like make their mark. Like everything
Yeah.
that they're making right now. Like, where's that? Hey, look at
See,
this fucking
Nissan,
thing.
that's a $10,000 interior
Look,
bump.
yeah, there you go. Look at this thing. Look at
Yeah.
this car, dude.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie.
That looks like a
It's a fucking
Batmobile.
A7. It looks like an A7.
No, it looks
Yes.
like a Batmobile.
It's an A7.
It's
does.
a shooting.
Okay,
It's like it's a
okay.
long nose, long like rounded
Alex,
roof,
go
but
back to the models and do the G70. So
one?
one of my old coworkers, we
that-
swapped
that's-
cars for a day.
Was that electric?
And
yeah.
yeah, that
No
that, that
Look
was an
at how
electric
fucking
car. Yeah.
sick this was. Look how
That's
sick-
sick.
So
So-
my friend actually got this car, and it was like, I don't know, half the cost of my car, and he
Yeah.
got it because it's basically a poor man's S4, and it's got the Kia Stinger motor. It's
Yes.
like the 3.3 liter twin turbo
That thing
V6.
slaps. That thing
does
slaps.
slap. It's a great
And it's
engine.
rear wheel drive, and honestly, like when I drove it, like it's pretty fucking cool. I mean,
And
I've-
like the prior generation to this one, you could get it in a manual.
it was the prior generation to this,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it wasn't a manual.
But no, their whole thing was like people are like yelling about manuals. Like, we're gonna make the first generation of car, we're gonna sell it as a manual, and then depending on how many people actually buy the manual, we will continue to make more. Spoiler alert: they sold 1,500 of them that said we're not making manuals anymore.
I
I mean,
Nobody buys.
I think
I'm
Genesis
not mad at
did a
nothing
good
in
job,
Genesis makes. Yeah, this G70 is kind of sweet.
And Car and Driver, although I mean, looking at like the feedback that they get from the editors
other
or
models
from
do they
like clients, like everybody hates Car and Driver now.
Mm.
Yeah.
But they put the new SUV in here, the GV70.
What is that?
Yeah, go to the GV. Is that the one we were just
Oh, no,
looking
you
at?
did the
This
G.
is
You did
this
the
is
G90.
Look at this.
Is there a
Yes,
G70
yes.
wagon?
Look at that thing.
Bro, look at this baby.
Ooh.
Oh, the
Dude, that's
cocoa
a Bentley.
interior. The cocoa
Oh
interior.
wow, that's
the
sick.
cocoa interior, dog. Yo, this is
Oh
wild.
damn.
Bro,
The
look at how
cocoa
look
interior.
at this fucking thing, dude.
All right, let's all go Genesis.
No.
Right.
If you played
No.
Cyberpunk,
I mean,
this is
they're
cocoa.
not. They're
This
not
is like
making
full
anything that
cocoa.
I'm mad at. Like,
Nah, this is a beautiful car. How much is this thing? If this thing is less than 100,000, like, how
And
do
they
I
make a
discover
long
more?
wheelbase.
that's an interior.
I want to know
And
what does it cost.
So this is
Oh,
the same
that wood
principle as
grain?
is the Acura to Honda to the Lexus to Toyota. This is what Hyundai's to Genesis, right?
Yeah.
Go
Yeah.
to
Or-
Honda
spec.
and
Go
Kia.
to spec.
Or yeah, I guess so, right?
Yeah.
I mean, fuck, that's a clean ass ride.
And it's so
How much is
different.
that? How much is that though?
That's well. Here, let's.
That's what we're
let's-
trying to find
That's what we're
out.
trying to. Let's figure out one that we can. Oh, here we go. It doesn't have a price. I don't think it's out yet. Let's find a vehicle I know they sell, and we can get a good idea of what. that-
2022 Genesis G90.
Do the G70. They gotta have a G70.
This is 80 grand.
That's
The
fucking
2023 G90
What's a G70?
G90 is 75
Fuck
to
you.
81.
Fuck you. Really?
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a used one right now.
GV70.
856 miles. Genesis G90 for 79.
Dude,
That's
that's what's
fucking
up.
crazy. That's crazy. That's so
That's-
cheap.
I'd rather have that than a Panamera.
There's a G90 with 14,000 miles for 57.
Damn.
And what's the motor?
It's a V8. That's the
I
5
assume-
liter, I think.
Oh, okay.
Let me double check though. I can go back and check. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Performance. Let me see.
Oh, those back seats are sweet.
Performance.
That's a nice car.
Comes with a 3.3
Speed
liter
automatic.
twin turbo V6.
Okay, that's what I had driven previously. It
It's got
feels
air
good
suspension on the GV90. What?
for 75 grand.
380 horsepower. Yeah. 3.5 turbo. Yeah. So it's a cruiser. She's a cruiser.
Yeah.
That's fucking wild, dog. Why everybody go buy Korean? What the fuck are we doing?
Nope.
Right?
These aren't bad looking cars,
The
dude.
G70 starts at 37, and it's basically just
Oh,
as
are
fast
you
as an
serious?
S4.
That's so cheap. That's so cheap.
Dude. Oh, that's a 2-liter turbo.
Yeah. There's a 2-liter turbo, which is like the Hyundai. It's the Veloster N engine and all that shit, which is a great engine. To be fair, it's a great engine. Yeah, this is crazy. Look at how nice this shit is, dog.
We're all into Genesis now.
Look at this shit.
Bro,
What is
man.
this?
We're all on their website, like,
Dude, look at this. What is this
Like,
thing?
this is
Look at the little spinny touch thing. Sweet pink iPad case, by the way, Jamal. Love that.
The
Yeah, no
G80
He's
is
all, let me drop it back
absolutely a
down.
Mercedes.
It's teal and pink, which is way more masculine. Yo, that's wild. My world is shooketh right now.
$74,000 MSRP for the G90.
Yeah, that's $110,000 Mercedes, like all day long.
The
this G60
GV70
concept is
did
not bad.
win like the SUV of the year, Motor Trend SUV of the year.
Yeah, no, they're coming up, dude. Korean cars have been coming up. Like you even look at
Wow,
this will
that's
hurt
nice.
Kyle's feelings. A bunch of people automotive journalists preferred the Veloster N to the new GTI. In fact, almost unanimously.
Yeah.
Almost
It's a
unanimously.
little rally car.
Well, the GTI and the new Golf R, they've lost a little bit of their edge, right? They're a little bit more. GTIs get nicer and nicer and nicer and nicer every year, but they kind of lose that like hot hatch fun part. I think the fun quirkiness is they're losing it a little bit. Have they cracked that ECU on that thing yet? By the way,
On which one?
on the Mark 8s.
Nothing yet.
It's not surprising. So somebody is
But
claiming.
they're
No good.
go ahead.
No good.
I just know that from obviously the forums that I scroll through every now and again that like the piggyback systems are usually the first ones that come out.
Yeah.
And that's all I've heard so far.
So somebody is claiming, I just saw it today, it was like 4 or 5 hours ago. They're claiming that they're the first people to natively tune a C8. They're saying they got a C8 Corvette. So that car's been out for 2 years. And they would be the first guys to crack the ECU. So everybody running twin turbo C8s has like 4 fucking piggybacks. Like if you ever seen Amelia Hartford's, Amelia Hartford I think she still technically has the world's fastest C8 Corvette.
She does.
And it is a fucking mess in that interior of like additional wiring and like all types of shit.
She runs a whole separate ECU in that car. Yeah.
Because the car does not like it. I was just telling them, Mike, before you pulled up, that somebody said today they were the first ones to natively tune a C8 Corvette twin turbo. Finally cracked the ECU. That's huge. That car is gonna fucking blow up. All those base fucking vet guys.
Yeah.
1,000 horsepower, all of them. Right.
I'm sorry.
What's up?
Have you guys? I went down a rabbit hole. Did you guys happen to see the Genesis Vision G concept? Did you see
the one
this
they did
thing?
the one they did for Gran Turismo? Yeah.
No.
Look this up. Now they're talking about they might bring it back, and instead of doing a V8, they might do an all electric motor.
Genesis Vision.
It's like a Genesis Bentley coupe.
Next time we're gonna see Jamal, he's gonna have all of his Mustangs fucking sold, and he's
all
driving
of
this whole
them.
fucking Genesis, bro. I'm telling you,
And
bro.
his other couch
All of a
sold.
sudden, he's gonna have the money to be able to pay a driver. He's gonna got that fucking G like 90 or whatever, and he's just rolling in the back with his fucking cognac.
It'll be from 3 stangs to no stangs. You gotta change your Instagram handle. It's gotta be 3 stangs. Trey stangs?
I'm not gonna keep all of them.
Yeah. So
damn, that thing is crazy.
This is their vision,
right?
So yeah, the whole thing that
drawing that is crazy.
So the whole thing with all these Vision GT cars, and Timmy probably knows this too, is like they
What is this for?
So Gran Turismo did this
is a concept.
So they had a bunch of car manufacturers. So like there was a Mercedes, there was a Renault, there was a Bentley, there was a Genesis, Mazda did one, and they made a show car, which is basically just a rolling body, right? And then they put it in the game.
Oh, okay.
So it was a concept car they built in real life that never ran, and it was all theoretical drivetrains and shit, and they like put it in the game. And that was it. But so, obviously Gran Turismo pulls a lot of ched. So they
A
can...
lot of your audio just cut out. I don't know
Mine?
if anybody else heard that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I feel like once we're like, hold on, what are we at in the chat? We're an hour 49 in the Twitch. I feel like once we're at like an hour and 20 minutes,
It starts to
you
fuck up.
slowly
Your
start to
audio,
cut out,
yeah.
and it gets like longer and longer each time, kind of.
So what I really think it is that at that point is generally when I'm the most intoxicated, and so I start trailing off and speaking away from the microphone, and it just cuts out.
Is your mic getting intoxicated?
No,
Right?
I'll be talking like this. So this is let's be mic nerds, because fuck it,
No,
we're not
it's
doing
not. I'm sorry to burst your bubble.
So the way
it's
that it
like
works
you're
is
talking, but
if
it
you
just
don't-
cuts out.
If you don't talk into it, it's specifically designed to not pick up side noise. So if I'm not talking into it, it will not pick shit up.
Oh, it
That's
does
Okay,
it.
It's doing
okay, okay.
Yeah. So it's doing its job. I'm fucking up. Is basically what I'm saying.
Okay, so put the mic in your mouth.
Man, college was a weird time, wasn't it, guys?
Please,
Yes, it was.
Please never do that again.
All right, so
Yes,
long
it
story
was.
short, we've all been sleeping on Genesis.
Man, I am on
Apparently.
their website right now.
I'm telling you, next time we have
You
this
just
podcast,
sold.
Jamal's
You just
gonna
sold a
have
couch.
fucking
Calm
Genesis.
down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Put that 150 down on the Genesis right now.
Right now.
Yo, you guys remember when
Reserve
you
your
could?
vision today.
Well, you guys remember when you can get paid to lease a Fiat electric? Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
You go put $1,000 down, and it was like it's $87 a month, but you get a tax credit, so you actually make $35 a month. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
We had several coworkers actually do it, and like
Yeah.
legit.
Charles
like, the
did it,
payment-
right? Yeah.
Charles did it. Dustin did it, and Guy did it, and like legit. Like
Hmm.
I drove Guys, and it actually wasn't fucking bad.
It's
'cause,
not
like, the first-
bad.
It was like the first electric car I had driven, right? So I'm like, him and I were fucking giggling because it was like the first day he got it up and down the street because it was so like
Yeah.
a go kart. Like you just take off, you're like just giggling, right?
Yeah.
And then he
stupid
told me about
car.
the radio station where you would accelerate and it kind of sounded like a car on the inside of it, and like that fucking we were dying for
What?
days. You didn't hear about that?
No.
So there's a radio station that picks up the frequency of the electric motor, and then as you accelerate, it kind of gives you like a car noise to the stereo speaker. So it goes.
But it's purely RF interference, to be clear.
Oh, yeah,
it's not. This is
absolutely,
not. This is technically a defect, not a
Right.
feature, for the record.
No, like Fiat tells you to go to
We
this
bought
radio
satellite
station.
radio channel, and
It'll do this. Like it.
No. They're Italian. That means they figured that out after they had already built the car. And like we say, it's a feature, Geppetto. You know what I'm saying?
We had this customer complaint, and we turned it into a
It is a
feature.
shut up with the shut up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
shut the fuck up. It's
Shut
Italian.
up with the shut up.
All right. Well, we
Yeah.
just lost both of the members of our Italian audience.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry, guys. Your pasta is awesome. Yeah.
Garlic
So,
bread
yeah.
too.
Did you say I love you?
Reserve your GV70 today.
Reserve your everybody buy Korean,
Whatever.
just South Korean, not North Korean.
Let's not. Yeah.
And if you haven't got your Revmatch merch yet, get
There
some
you
of
go.
that.
Yeah, I think
I'm
it's
totally
time.
wearing one too.
Well, no, that's the future design.
No, it's bro. We're gonna get
no, it's
sued.
not.
What the fuck are you
That's-
talking
No, it's
about?
not.
Not.
I just
We can't afford any of that
Oh
kind of
fuck!
lawsuit.
You know what? Let me
bullshit.
send this photo. Mike. I'm gonna send you this photo that you've been asking me for literally 3 weeks now. I'm gonna do it right now on the air so that I don't forget.
Yeah.
Because I will.
I'm trying to come
forget
out with fucking new merch for everybody, and I'm waiting for my boy to send me
it.
some
I know.
shit.
I'm really bad. I need to just put this shit all in a OneDrive so you guys can just.
There's a fucking Google Drive for a reason, everybody.
Yeah.
That literally hits my credit card every fucking month.
Oh, the whole dollar
Somebody-
that you had to
oh.
spend.
Read it. It's $3.
I'm so sorry for you.
Well,
that's-
fucking use it, goddammit.
somebody should
Uh,
put the Revmatch podcast layout in there so that I can stream with the Revmatch podcast background.
Okay, everybody's a fucking critic, dude.
Hey, you brought this on yourself. Don't even
Hey,
fucking
hey, Alex, run the thing and do the
Hey.
recording and edit it, and then make
Hey.
sure that
And if
we
you
have
made it
all
this
those-
far, like and subscribe.
Fucking
Yeah. Get your
this-
merch.
Oh, so were you asking Mike for just the image of the road with the graphic on it and not the other
Yes.
shit that's okay? I don't have that.
Oh, well,
So
send-
I built it in do you want something like that? Because it honestly would probably be easier for me to make a new one than it would be to try to make that a good enough image for you to be able to do something with. Because if I pull it, it's gonna blow out, right? Because it's
Well,
already rendered in its resolution. So if I
well, then
fucking
we'll do something together, and we'll show me what you did so I can figure out how to do that.
bro, I can't listen.
If anybody else is a
Guys using
professional
Procreate?
digital or shirt
Let-
maker, let us know.
Let me explain something to you. I learned how to do this shit making flyers for my band like 15 fucking years ago in a shitty
Perfect.
Microsoft program. I can't teach somebody how to do this. I barely know how to do it. I just sit there and dick with it for hours until it looks right. Okay. Like, that's it.
And then
I
you
spent
click
it in,
add to cart.
yeah. And then you screenshot it, and then you screenshot it, and then you save it. Right. You don't actually
What-
purchase from the website. You just screenshot it and then you
Yeah.
save it. And then you have somebody who knows what they're doing, name what their names. Redraw the whole thing so that you can use it for whatever you want. Revmatch.com. Not really.
I'll
We don't have a
find
website.
Not yet. Not yet.
No. I can make something similar. It would be cool, like Timmy said, to get dude, oh, you know what would be dope? I just thought of a logo design. No. Hear me out. Black and white topographical map of Mosquito Ridge.
Yep.
Right, and then the
Yep.
Revmatch logo on top of it. Mosquito Ridge, Jamal, is a super fucking sketchy road. It's like 9 miles long in NorCal. It's sketchier than GMR, and I mean that from
Okay.
the bottom of my heart. Like that road is sketchier because GMR has guardrails. Mosquito
Sounds
Ridge
Kind of
Sounds
the
is
good.
first drive we all went on
Legit,
Okay,
together.
you will come around a left-hand turn, probably doing 60 to 70,
In
and
Mexico.
you're going downhill in Mexico, and there's a
hills.
hard left, and there is literally no fucking
Oh.
guardrail, and there's probably like 5 of those.
And somehow still the mountain side of the road is still sketchier.
Yes,
Meaning the
going
side
back
where
up
the side
mountain
of the car is
way sketchier.
yeah. It's and like, dude,
It's
that
great.
that uphill left hand turn where the fucking passing lane is. So you literally have to, because you'll get stuck behind people, right? And you have to fucking hammer it, bro, up and around this corner, and it ends in such a sharp fucking right hander. So you're like, bah, bah, hard on the binders, cut this motherfucker off, get into the. Gotta cut this fucking soccer mom off at like 50 miles an hour, get down to like 20 so I can hang this right hander without splitting into the other lane. It's ridiculous.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And it's like, and you'll get in like a cool section. It's just like, hey, guess what? 3/4 miles of just chicanes, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah.
You're just it's this.
You never get to
constant.
chill. You know how GMR there's like straights and you can kind of take a breath or whatever? You don't get to do that.
No
at all.
chill.
Yeah.
There's no chill whatsoever.
No.
Yeah, GMR. Every once in a while, you'd be gone, and all of a sudden you get like a nice little straight. You can kind of
Yeah,
sit
there's
up
that-
real quick,
On the downhill too, there's
stretch your
like,
hands.
you know, on the downhill towards the bottom, it like just kind of has a slight left kink to it. So you can literally just fly through there fast as shit, right? And it's like you can just
Yeah.
kind of take a minute and it's like, you know, whatever. And then it goes into a pretty chill downhill right hand. You know, there's always like the berms where you can tell they just cut the hole out of the mountain. So you have the big berm on the
Yeah.
right and then this right. And so there's a couple of those like pretty chill ones. God, that road's really good. It's a shame it's so fucked up and rocky all the time because the layout is amazing.
Yeah.
Anyway, topographical map, Mosquito Ridge, Revmatch logo on top of it. I
Yeah.
think that shit would be tight.
That'd be sick.
And that is some shit that's probably readily available. We could Google map that shit.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
You see?
Done.
And if you
designed us a new shirt,
stayed
just
to
like
this
that.
end, you know what our new shirt's gonna look like.
Right. So fucking
Right.
let us know if
Spoiler.
you want to buy
You should
one. some shit.
subscribe.
Subscribe
It's like
and
you
get
like-
get 25 cents off your shirt.
If we
know,
get if you're still in this chat, we get a DM that you're actually interested in this shirt. I will give you the shirt once we order
Hey,
the
the
shirt.
first one.
The
Yeah.
very
First
first one,
one,
the very
yeah.
first order. If you're
We're gonna
DM
see
us,
more DMs just because people are cheap as fuck. We're just gonna see like
yeah,
shit.
exactly,
motherfuckers,
motherfuckers.
right?
Hey, but no, shout out. There's actually I gotta order some more shirts. I need some more sizes, but I've probably got at least probably almost 10 orders to fill. Like so,
Cool.
we've
Nice.
actually sold some stuff. We got some people that are buying some stuff. It's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
I mean, I think that let's have a little insightful moment. let's put a fire on. Let's get intimate, before we end the podcast. We're pushing 2 years of doing this. September is 2 years. That's a really long time. That's longer than I thought most of us would hang. Because I played in bands and Timmy knows what I'm talking about, you lose people. You start a band and you just like, who's gonna fucking actually be here? Like,
I'm bored.
Right? Right. I'm bored. Or like, oh, my girlfriend doesn't like me fucking doing this.
I like soft music now.
Yeah, right. I decided I never mind. I'm not gonna say that out loud. I'm trying to keep a big an audience in my head. I don't want to alienate anybody, so I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut.
There you go.
There you go. Look at me growing. But no, I mean it's you never know how this shit really is going to play out. It sounds like a good idea. Everything sounds like a good idea until you start doing it. That being said,
talking to your mic.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Quit swaying away.
Right. And so, did I ever tell you guys about the time that no, I think that I'm happy with the progress we've made. We've had some real big wins. We've had some real big episodes. Obviously, doing that consistently is that's the rub, right? Like putting those numbers up every single time. We still haven't cracked the YouTube algorithm. We don't really push it that hard. YouTube is also like a shit revenue source anyway, so I'm not really tripping on it. So is Twitch. So this is really going to end up being a community thing. It's like anything else, right?
Yeah.
If we want to make it something where we're breaking even at least. Like, I don't think people realize like this shit does cost money to do, right? And time. I've put so much fucking time into this shit over the last 2 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, especially when we were doing weekly episodes. God, that was a terrible idea.
Yeah.
So it's time consuming, but it's a labor of love. I still enjoy what we do. I think it's good that we do shit like this. I think everybody was kind of ready for a break from being on our A game as far as like having big guests on and like having insightful questions to ask. Are we keeping it on topic? Are we not wasting this dude's time? Right? Especially when we have guys like Travis on and shit like that. Like, I don't want to waste that dude's time. Right?
When there's hopefully there's more to come.
I think we're dude, I wore my fucking shirt to the gym the other day and some guy was like hitting me up about it because he saw the STI outside and blah 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 blah. And he's like, saw your crop stickers, bro, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, dude, you should listen to the episode. We just had a fucking guy on, just talking about that shit. Right? So that kind of stuff's cool. But it's cool to do. I'm glad to see we're growing. I think the merch stuff is tight. It's a way to like let the people who really rep. And if nothing else, we appreciate it. Right? Like, we're not millionaires over here, but we appreciate you guys hanging out. And on that incredibly sappy note, I think that's a show, boys.
Yeah.
That's a good episode. We laughed, we cried. We made fun of Jamal for selling it.
Jamal sold a couch.
Jamal sold a
Jamal
couch.
sold a couch.
Somebody's getting paid out here, bro. You know what I'm
Somebody's
saying?
making some money.
Somebody's-
About time, my man.
My cousin just bought the same couch for IKEA 2 days ago. He paid $245. You gonna have to do me a little bit better. You got a 40 in here or something? You can throw me on top, cousin. But yeah, that's gonna be it. We're gonna call it a night. We appreciate you guys hanging
subscribe.
Like fucking credit.
Like and subscribe.
We should just call this the like and subscribe episode. Actually, that is what I'm gonna call it. I decided that's what I'm gonna call it. The like and subscribe episode. Yeah, we appreciate you guys hanging out. It was fun. We'll have a great time. We are trying to get Kyle Gurney back on next time. He's made a lot of big changes to the Golf R that are fucking sweet. So I'm interested to see what he's doing with that. It looks like he's been really pushing it. That car was fast as fuck already for what it is. And it looks like he's only trying to go faster. So I'm excited to see that. So look forward to that shit. Buy merch, DM Mike. We'll get it out to you. We'll get it done. Keep posted. Hang tight. We're just trying to do more and more big shit as the year goes on. And we appreciate you guys on always. So, what's the big takeaway here, boys? Go buy a Genesis? Is that what we're going to end the episode
No,
on?
well, yes. Go buy a Genesis and a Z and not a Supra.
Definitely.
Sorry, Toyota. I like new Toyotas, but sorry, Toyota. Buy the Z.
New Camry.
I like how they made the badge.
The new Camry
too.
does slap, okay?
The new Camry does slap. But I love how they made the
On
badge.
that note, I'm out of here.
No, wait.
Wait.
Real talk. So the one thing I wanted to bring up that I didn't, we were talking about that, and this is the last thing I'll say, is they made the badge of the manual Supra red. Okay.
Yes.
So the manuals have a red Supra badge. Everything else still has a silver one, which basically means for the first time ever, you get to call somebody else a bitch without ever having to speak to them.
I like that. I
Right?
like that.
And
I like
if
that.
somebody badge swaps their automatic Supra,
Gonna have a
you know they don't have
bourbon
any
with that.
friends. Period.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
it.
No, they're
'Cause
gonna
somebody-
do that anyway.
No,
Yeah,
somebody
they're
could
gonna do
know
that
because
anyway.
if you had friends, somebody would have stopped you. And we're your friends. Don't make bad automotive decisions. Make good automotive decisions. Like and subscribe. And join us next time. We appreciate you guys for hanging out. Have a good night. Peace out.
Bye.
Bye.